All right, so this is an inventory management system. Okay, so depending if you are a business owner or a software developer and you need something like this, you can actually reach out to us via the information displaying on your screen. So as a business owner, this inventory software, it's going to solve a lot of stops for you. So here is the dashboard. This is how the dashboard looks like, where you can track all the sales, the low stock, and so on. Okay, so you can see the top selling products, the products that are getting low. Okay, that you need to refill. Okay, so low stock alert. Then the recent sales. Okay, so you can actually track all that, and the cells, you can actually also see everything from these cards here. Okay, so this inventory software, it covers a lot. You can see from here you can add all the products that you sell. Okay, so and from here you can add the categories of the products that you sell. Okay, then the people that do supply your products, you can actually add all of them from here, which is the supplier page. Then the purchasing, so whenever any supplier brings your products for you, so you can actually add the purchases and also the amount you pay them, the balance and everything. You can actually sort that from here. Okay, so you can see when you click on new purchase, so these are how it looks like. So here you can choose the product based on the products you have already added. Okay, so quantity and everything, you can actually set that from here. Then you also set the person that supply, your supplier, then the date, so you can actually sort all those stuff from here. Then here you will see the cells, so it's from here you add your cells. So if you come to new cell, you can see the page, it generates the invoice for you, then the date, the person if is paying with cash or transfer or any other method. Then if the customer is already registered in your system, you can select the person's name. If not, you can actually type the person's name from here. Then from here you select the product that you are selling, how many quantity, and once you select the quantity, it automatically gets the price. So let's say we are selling a USB. Okay, USB cable is going for 49.99 naira. Okay, so for one, so if we increase it to maybe two, you can see price per unit is this, then two of it is this. So it also calculates the tax if you also want to add the tax to the person so that is making the payment. If not, you can also change the tax to zero. Okay, so I will also show you where to update all this. Okay, so at the end of the day, once you click on save and view invoice, is going to generate the invoice for you. Okay, so now once you save it, this is how the invoice looks like. You can see it is very sharp and clean for S printer. So this is how the invoice looks like, very clean. So which you can just click on print receipt and it will generate the printable version of it that you can print. Okay, so here you can see the report. So this report page, it shows you all that you have sell for the year, the month, so you can track from what date to what date, and it will show you your revenue, how many sales you made within that duration and all that. So everything will be listed here. Okay, so stock tracking, so from here you can view your stock and also check the ones that are low. Okay, maybe the ones that are about to finish, so you can always once depending on how you set it, if you want, you can set it maybe once the stock is below 10, it should notify you that is low so that you can refill it. Okay, so that's depending on your setting. So from this stock tracking, you can actually see all your stock and also take note of the ones that are getting low. So here you also see low stock alerts. Okay, so this is the main page where you can actually see the ones that are now below 10. Okay, so once the stock is below 10, depending on the setting you did, okay, although me I just put it below 10, so but you can actually adjust that depending on however number or which number you want it to start counting from. Okay, so here you can see these are the the current ones that are below that 10. Okay, so and you can always track that, and it also gives you a notification. Okay, so whenever you have a low stock, so it also gives you a notification, and once you click on this notification, it's bringing you back to this page. So if I go to dashboard and I click on that notification, it will bring me back to the low stock. So the essence of this notification is to show you the low stock. So here you can see there are 4, and that's why you are seeing 4. Okay, so now if you also scroll down, you also come to settings. So this setting, this is where you now set everything. If you want to change the currency to dollar, okay, you can change the currency to any currency, and once you change the currency from here, it reflects in all the system. Okay, so it affects everywhere in the software, so you can actually change your currency from here. Then the tax rate, so you can actually put it on 0, or depending on how much percent, or the percent you want to count for your task, so you can actually change that from here. Then the inventory stock, okay, so if like the one I showed you guys, once it's below 10, it will start showing out of stock. Okay, so you can also change that from here. So low stock alert threshold, so you can actually put it on maybe 20, 50, 5, depending, so that once it gets to that number, anything below that number, it will alert you that your that stock is actually exhausting or finishing. So then the invoice preface and purchase preface, so if you want your invoice number, the preface to be in, then the other details like other digits will follow, you can leave it in this, but if not, you can actually change it to whatever you want. Then the purchase, this is for purchase, you can actually also change the preface from here. So after making all those adjustments, you just click on save and everything will be saved. So here you can change your company name, like this Inventory Pro, you can change it from here. Then the business location, the phone number, the email, you can actually adjust all that from here, and then you save. Okay, so this particular software is very affordable. So if you as a business owner, you need something like this, you can just contact us via the information displaying on your screen, and I will format it properly to suit your business, and then I will integrate it for you. Okay, uh, and also if you are a software developer and you need something like this, you can actually reach out to us, or also visit our digital products website, which is blinkn.ng. So from the website, you can actually purchase this software, and you can also get the zip code, the zip folder, okay, for the source code after you have completed your purchase. So once you complete your purchase, you can actually download the zip folder from that website, blinkn.ng. Okay, so that's all, and I wish you all the best.